Terror groups across the border they certainly appear to be extremely active at this point in time, and that is the reason why a lot of the state police right now, they have upped the ante. Speaking to Republic on the terror threats against the nation ahead of the Independence Day, ADG Jammu Mukesh Kumar spoke on how exactly our security forces essentially keeping a constant vigil across the border and also in the hinterland to avert these threats. He spoke to my colleague Gursimran.
कुछ इंटेलिजेंस इनपुट्स हैं जो ये दिखाता है कि आतंकी संगठन जो हैं लगातार प्रयास में जुड़े हैं, चाहे वो इन्फिल्ट्रेशन के ज़रिए हो, चाहे उनकी इन्फिल्ट्रेशन के अटेम्प्ट्स हों, चाहे वो किसी को टारगेट करना हो, चाहे कि सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस कैंप्स को टारगेट करना हो। इस तरह के इनपुट्स आ रहे हैं और हम पूरी तरह से तैयार हैं। हमारे पास सफिशिएंट फोर्स अवेलेबल है। फोर्स को सेंसिटाइज भी किया गया है ग्राउंड लेवल पे। सभी डिस्ट्रिक्ट एसएसपीज डीआईजीज को सेंसिटाइज किया गया है कि किस तरह के थ्रेट परसेप्शंस हैं और उनके लिए जो है प्रिवेंटिव मेजर्स क्या क्या लेने हैं। जो कल का वाक़या हुआ है जो आर्मी कैंप वाला, उसके मद्देनज़र भी कुछ मॉडिफिकेशंस किए गए हैं ताकि जो हमारे सिक्योरिटी कैंप्स वैम्प्स जो हैं, चाहे पुलिस स्टेशंस हों, इनको सिक्योर रखा जाए।
सर, लगातार जो हमने देखा कि ड्रोन और स्टिकी बॉम्ब एक बड़ी थ्रेट के तौर पर उभर कर आए हैं। पहले भी एक हमला हुआ जिसकी आप जांच भी कर रहे हैं, तो इन दोनों से निपटने के लिए किस तरह से तैयारी जो है की गई है, क्योंकि यहाँ पर जो वेन्यू है जिसमें 15 अगस्त का प्रोग्राम होना है, उसको किस तरह से सिक्योर किया जाए?
जो वेन्यू है उसकी सिक्योरिटी के तो बहुत पुख्ता इंतज़ाम कर लिए गए हैं, एंटी ड्रोन मेजर्स भी लगाए गए हैं। जहाँ तक रही ड्रोन के ज़रिए वेपन्स भेजने का सवाल जो है, उस पे बॉर्डर ग्रिड को काफ़ी मजबूत किया गया है। बॉर्डर पे टेक्निकल गैजेट्स वगैरह भी अच्छी मात्रा में लगाए हैं ताकि इस तरह के जो ड्रोन के ज़रिए जो थ्रेट्स हैं उसको मिटिगेट जितना भी हो सके, जिस हद तक भी वो किया जाए। इसके अलावा मुख्तलिफ नाके हैं जो पूरे जम्मू और कश्मीर के बीच में जितनी भी सड़कें हैं उस पे लगाए गए हैं। नाकों में भी टेक्निकल गैजेट्स वगैरह लगाए गए हैं और उनके जो नफरी डिप्लॉयड है उनको भी सेंसिटाइज़ किया गया है। तो मुझे उम्मीद है कि किसी भी तरह की जो ड्रोन के ज़रिए जो वेपन्स की स्मगलिंग हो रही है या ट्रांसपोर्टेशन हो रही है उसको हम प्रिवेंट कर सकेंगे। पिछले एक महीने में बहुत कम इस तरह के इंसिडेंट्स रिपोर्ट हुए हैं और मुझे उम्मीद है कि इसको भी हम नाकाम कर देंगे।
Well, that was an exclusive interview by ADG Jammu to my colleague Gursimran about the threats that we are facing at this point in time. And essentially what has happened is that launch pads across the border have also been extremely active. But there has been multiple attempts that have been made to infiltrate, but that has been quite unsuccessful. Getting us this exclusive report was my colleague Gursimran, who's also joining us live on this broadcast. Gursimran, once again, the only reporter to get us this exclusive report from Jammu about the threats that we are facing at this point in time. First, I would like to ask you, in terms of the nature of the threats that have been coming in, what is it that it looks like at this point in time? Is it directly coming in from those terrorists who are making the attempt to infiltrate, or is it also about those sleeper cells which have been extremely active in Jammu and Kashmir?
See, Shravan, this is a multi-level threat that is coming not only from the terrorists who are waiting in launchpad, but also from the overground worker, as well as terrorists who have managed to sneak in inside the territory. Because we know that it's today itself that the Northern Army commander, he himself has visited the place where a Fidain attack was planned by the Pakistani terrorists in the Rajouri district's Pargal area that was fired by the Indian Army. But in that retaliation, 4 Jawans of the Indian Army attained martyrdom. And today the Army commander, Northern Army commander himself was at that very spot. He reviewed the operational preparedness as well as the prevailing security scenario, because as per the inputs that we are getting in, there are still more than 2 terrorists that are active in the same area, and multiple terrorists are waiting in the launch pads, as being confirmed by the ADG Jammu Mukesh Singh, who has shared the key details about the terror plot of targeting the security force and their installation. Now coming to the threat, there is a multi-level threat that is being posed not only by the Pakistani terrorists but also from the overground workers and the sleeper cells of the terrorists, because they have been into the radicalizing these terror ranks and the terrorists and even the youth of the country, so that they can join the terror rank and carry out a major terror strike. So this all is being taken care by the Jammu and Kashmir police. They are trying to make it very sure that these terrorists and their terror sympathizers are caught and neutralized well within a time, because the agency's inputs suggest otherwise, that these terrorists are planning something big. They are planning to attack the security forces installations in the coming days, especially ahead of the 15th August and during the 15th August. Shawan.
Well, Gursimran, also with regards to the situation right now across the border, at least in the launch pads, what is it that you are picking up? Is there an increased activity, keeping in mind that they haven't really been very successful in making those infiltration attempts? The grid, the security grid, does appear to be quite robust at this point in time.
Yes, the security grid is robust, but today the Northern Army commander has also said one important thing, that it is not possible to stop 100% of the infiltration. Though what the forces are doing is that they are working round the clock in synergy with each other. And if there is any infiltration that is taking place, the sister agencies are informed well within the time, and they are neutralizing that terrorist before reaching the hinterland or before establishing the base. So this has been one of the biggest achievements of the forces, the synergy that has been between the forces, that has led to complete wipe out of the total leadership of the terror outfit, be it Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Toiba, or their outfits in Jammu and Kashmir. So this is something that has helped the security forces. But yes, the infiltration is a challenge. Apart from that, the weapons are coming from across the border. This has been the threat, because we have seen major terror ammunitions being recovered by the security forces time and time, even from the Srinagar city and even from Jammu. So this clearly shows that the Pakistan is now relying on the drones to push weapons into the Indian territory and the local terrorists to carry out terror strikes.
Well, Gursimran, just thank you very much for getting us all the latest details on this story. We'll be keeping a close watch, and given the fact that there have been increased activity, at least across the border, and the fact that there has been an attempt that has been made by multiple terror groups to carry out with the infiltration attempts across the border.